Hi, my name is Morgan, and today I'm making a clamp rack with my Onefinity Journeyman CNC. It's made up of just 4 pieces with no fancy joinery, all cut by your machine. This is a really simple project to cut on your CNC, and it requires very little post work. Just a tiny bit of cleanup with a chisel, and that should only take you a few minutes. Vcarve files with pre-programmed toolpaths as well as SVGs and DXFs are all going to be available on my Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description. I started by measuring the thickness of the material I'll be using with a digital caliper. This plywood is actually 73 thousandths of an inch thick, not 3/4. So when designing it, I had to take that into account. I want the horizontal piece to be nestled inside of the back piece, and I want everything flush. So to cut the rabbet on the back piece, I needed to know the exact thickness of the horizontal piece so I can tell the machine exactly how wide to cut the rabbet. If I just put in 0.75, I'd be 20 thousandths of an inch off, which wouldn't be a huge deal for this project. I'd just flush trim it off, but what if this was a dado? 20 thousandths of an inch in a dado may as well be the Grand Canyon. Among many other things, I'm sure you got a CNC for its accuracy, and it'll cut very accurately exactly what you tell it to cut. So take an extra minute to make sure you're accurately telling it what to cut. I separated it into 2 different programs, one for the back and horizontal piece, and one for the side brackets. For the back and horizontal piece, I cut my plywood to 43 inches by 12 inches on the table saw. And for the side brackets, the piece is 8 inches by 8 inches. Once both pieces are cut, mark the center of each. We'll start with the back and horizontal piece. Place the 43 by 12 piece on your CNC's bed and secure it in place. Install a 1/4 inch diameter spiral bit, line the center of the bit up with the center of the material you marked, and zero out your X and Y axes to set that as your origin, then probe for Z. If you haven't already done so, save the G code for the toolpath named Pipe Clamp Rack 12 by 43. Load the G code up on your machine and run the program. Once it's complete, remove the material and clean up your wasteboard to get an accurate reading from your probe. Then place the 8 by 8 piece on the wasteboard, again probe for Z, and zero out your X and Y axes, and repeat. Now you should have all 4 parts cut. I used tabs to stabilize the workpiece, so you'll need to cut the tabs to separate the parts. I used a flush trim bit to clean up the tabs, and clean up the corners of the rabbets on the side bracket with a chisel. Glue up the parts and allow them to dry. I put some screws through the back going into the horizontal piece just to add some strength because pipe clamps are heavy. As with anything you're hanging up on a wall, it's best to secure it to studs. Figure out where you want to mount your clamp rack, find some studs, screw the dang thing to the wall. Load up your clamps and give yourself a big old pat on the back for a job well done. Congratulations. I hope this was helpful, and as always, buying anything from my Etsy shop really supports me and helps me continue doing this, wherever this is. If you did find this helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Y'all be good.